I was at a workshop at a conference one time, and the keynote speaker said to all of us, turn to your right, look at the people on your right, turn to your left, look at the people on your left. Half of these people won't be here in 5 years. Are you an actor? Are you considering becoming an actor? And you are wondering what you should do to get started? Maybe curious to learn some tips and tricks from another actor to actor? This video is for you all. I'll be sharing my biggest 3 tips or takeaways from being an actor in the industry for 10 years. My name is Charles. Welcome to my channel. I am an indie actor, and like I said, I've been in the industry for over 10 years now. So crazy for me to say that, but I've learned a lot along the way, and I think that I can share some stuff that'll be helpful for you if you are considering becoming an actor, if you are maybe in a stage of your life where you are contemplating pivoting from the career that you're in, which was my situation, or maybe you've been an actor off and on and you're looking for a little motivation or to hear something that might validate exactly where you're at, and that you might need to hear something from this video that validates once again that you're on the right track or what you already thought. So let's get into it. But before we do, please take a second and smash that like button and subscribe. Help a small channel grow and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. It doesn't cost much. We all come up together. So here are my 3 biggest lessons that I have learned from being an actor for 10 years. This first one is probably going to sound a little redundant, maybe a little cliche. Maybe you've heard this before, but it is so true. And that is, it is a marathon, not a sprint. It is a marathon, not a sprint. What does that mean? Well, if you are looking to become an actor and you are going into this business, and it is a business, by the way. It is a business. It's called show business. Oh my goodness, I just got on the wrong freeway. But just like I got on the wrong freeway, all roads lead to where you're going because it's a marathon, not a sprint. And if you're looking to get from point A to point B as quick as possible, I'm telling you right now that most actors are still on that grind. It is a game of longevity. It is a game of doing the thing that you love because you love to do it and staying in the game. That's how you stay in the game, is by staying in the game. Getting in the game and staying in the game. I was at a workshop at a conference one time, and the keynote speaker said to all of us, turn to your right, look at the people on your right, turn to your left, look at the people on your left. Half of these people won't be here in 5 years. Half of these people won't be here in 6 years. You might be the only one standing. And that is what I've learned, guys, is that you got to be in it because you love this. It is a journey, and it can be a beautiful journey and a beautiful ride. I have met the most amazing people on this journey. You have ups and downs, highs and lows. But the actors who don't get those opportunities, who don't get to see their dream realized, don't get the parts that they want, don't get an opportunity to just act, sometimes it's because they give up way too easily, right? I'm telling you right now that there is a role for you, okay? There is an opportunity for you. There is no other person like you. So stay in the game long enough so that you can be the you in the room that the room needs, and is only can fill that space but you. They're looking for you, but if you don't show up because you gave up 3 years earlier, then who is going to take that spot? Well, I'll tell you, somebody else, but they're not going to be you. Hear so many actors say, oh my gosh, that part was meant for me. It sucks, that should have been me. Well, if it should have been you, then you should have been there. Right? I'm not here to tell you what you should do. But yeah, in my 10 years of doing this, I'm patting myself on the back, and I celebrate the fact that I'm still in it. I'm still doing it. I'm still creating. I'm still booking. I'm still hustling. But it's a beautiful hustle. Now, I say that all to say that not everybody's hustle is the same as everybody else's. So you also got to assess and evaluate your life and what you can fit in it. But if you've committed to this ride, know that it's a ride. All right, and that those who prosper are the ones who stay on the ride long enough to prosper. All right, number 2. It may seem obvious, but I'm going to say it. Work on your craft. Work on your craft. If you love the craft, work on your craft. And the reason I'm making this number 2 is because if you are a craftsman, if you are an artist's soul and desire and passion is to create, to tell a story, to create an art piece, to take a vision that you have in your mind and in your heart and in your soul that speaks to you, that says no one else ought to be creating this but me. I've got to create it, and I've got to be the best artist that I can be. You know, what matters is not what you do and what people see you do when you're on stage or when you're in front of those cameras or in those lights or in that makeup. What matters is what people don't see that you're doing behind the scenes on a daily basis. That when you show up, you are fully prepared, you are fully alive because of the work that you have been doing in the background. In the background, guys. We get into this business and into acting because we want to be on the foreground. We want to be in front of people's faces. We want an audience, but the real work is in the background. Okay? And ooh, that gave me chills. The real work is in the background. When I started my Meisner program in acting school, and which was so valuable, it literally transformed my life, transformed me as an actor, and I'm totally considering going back, at least auditing classes again, or just sharpening my skill set, being sharp, staying sharp. Felt like a gym class, like going to the gym. And do they want me to turn here? Okay, I'm gonna turn here. They used to talk about this concept called disguised virtuosity. I think that's what it was. It was called disguised virtuosity. And the way they described this term called disguised virtuosity is they would bring up Serena Williams as an example. They would bring up Kobe Bryant as an example. And they would bring up world athletes and Olympians as the example. Literally on the first day of class. But it was just acting class. Meisner class, and they brought up these examples of these athletes who are competing at an Olympic level. When they get out there, they are so good at what they do, they make it look easy. They make it look easy. But you don't know how many times that Serena Williams had to practice with that tennis racket, you know, how many hits and she took, or she did, or she executed, how many side steps or side runs she did to make it look that easy. You know, how many baskets that Kobe Bryant shot, how many jump shots he made, how many, you don't know how many hours when the gym closes that they're still there. When practice ends at 6 p.m., they go till 11 p.m. And by the time they're on the court, by the time they're in front of an audience, they make it look easy. They make it look like you could do it, which is the sign of someone with disguised virtuosity. That's what great artists have. You know, like getting in front of a Meryl Streep. You want to get into the tennis court with a Meryl Streep. You better be prepared, because her worst day is your best day. Meryl Streep's worst day is somebody else's best day. So I like to say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Work on your craft. I hear so many actors complain that they're not booking any work, that they're not working. They're not working. When is somebody going to cast me? I have not booked a job and I have not auditioned. Then audition yourself. Practice a monologue every day. Work on your craft. We don't turn the light switch on to work just when we're called to do so. Real artists are creating constantly, are working on their craft constantly. You know what I like to say is, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It is better to be prepared for an opportunity that never comes than to be underprepared, not prepared for an opportunity when it does show up. Who is going to get the job, right? So I know some friends of mine who are such talented, most hardworking actors who will work on a monologue every single day, and they will set up their cameras as though they're about to do the biggest audition of their life, yet there is no formal audition. They're auditioning themselves. They're practicing their audition technique by themselves, so that when they get that audition on a self-tape, they are more than ready and prepared, because they are doing the work daily for that opportunity. They are so ready for it. I now know why I went on the wrong freeway. I think I was meant to record this video at length. Okay, and before we get to number 3, if you are enjoying content like this, if you're an actor and you think this could help somebody, please give this video a like, share it with somebody who can use it. I am sharing what I know and what has worked for me and the lessons that I've learned, and I hope that it can help you and that you're getting some value out of this video. Number 3 goes along with number 2. And this might be a little controversial, or it was controversial before. But I think, and I believe, that more and more creatives are aligned with what I'm about to say, agree with what I'm about to say. And that is, produce your own stuff. Produce your own content. Produce your own creativity projects. Feed your creative soul on a daily basis, and if not a weekly basis, if not a weekly basis, a monthly basis. Get that idea out there and make it yourself. If no one will cast you, then cast yourself. I live by this. I have lived by this for 10 years, and it was my hustle that I've always had, and I couldn't for the life of me understand why my peers weren't doing it. A lot of my peers weren't doing it. they were reluctant to pick up a camera. If somebody wasn't recording them or producing something for them or creating the stage for them, then they weren't coming alive. How, like that, first of all, how does that compute? How does that make sense in anyone's world? All right, actors, please comment below. Creatives, please comment below if this is resonating with you. Because it does not compute to me. So you only come alive when you're asked to come alive? Elaine Williams, shout out to you, Elaine Williams. The master. She's the master. She was my acting coach. I took her for 2 years in my Meisner program, and she changed my life. She would tell us when we would go on summer break, and we would get like maybe a month off or 6 weeks off before we would start the fall again. And her homework assignment to us was, for the next month, some of you are going to be tempted to write a script. Some of you are going to be tempted to pick up a camera and start recording your short film. Some of you might do a play together or get cast in a play this summer. But my only requirement of you, my ask of you, my recommendation, my suggestion of you is to go out and live this summer. Ooh, I'm about to get chills right now, guys. Actually, I'm probably gonna cry. I love you, Elaine. That woman changed my life. Go out and live. Go out and live. Take some time. If you haven't seen your nieces and nephews, go spend time with your nieces and nephews. If you've been wanting to go to the beach, go to the beach. If you've been wanting to put on a pair of roller skates and go play at a roller skating rink or at a park, go do it. Go live. Have some adventures. Your biggest tools in your toolbox and in your toolkit as an actor is the life that you're living. It is your life. It's your experiences. It's your joy. It's your curiosity. It's your fire. It's your passion. It's your sadness. It's your grief. It's going through being in love, going through a breakup, planning a party, planning your own party, living life. And she never underestimated the importance and the value of that, of what we brought to the work. She didn't want us to just be actors who could memorize a script, who knew our marks in a scene, who could be mechanical and robotic and give what was just only asked of us. She cared about what was going on with us outside of class, how we were balancing our lives, how we were making time for the important stuff. Because that important stuff was the stuff that would inform the work and make it important work. So, thank you, Elaine Williams. Shout out to you. Create. Be the producer. Don't be afraid to wear that hat, y'all. We are living in a time now where I'm recording this vlog for my YouTube channel. Content creation is something now that more and more people are brave enough, more courageous enough to do. And it also sets you up to be an entrepreneur and be on that track. Can't tell you how many actors I've worked with on films that I produce that are also content creators themselves, are also producers in their own right. They're also their own writers. And they come to set with such professionalism, with a work ethic that can't be matched by anybody else. And that's not to say there isn't room for an actor who isn't doing all of that. I'm not saying that you're less valuable because you're not doing content creation, or you haven't produced a film by yourself yet, or found your tribe yet. That's totally okay. You are where you're at. All I'm suggesting is that there is an entire opportunity, a huge opportunity for you to show you what you're made of and what you're capable of. And when you can overcome that fear, the nervousness, the anxiety of, can I do this? Will I be able to pull this off? That is more valuable than any movie role. That is more valuable than any script that you could play the part of. More valuable than any other opportunity than the value and the self-worth that you gain by being on that journey of self-determination and empowerment. And by the way, if you're gonna fail forward, right? Everything is a lesson. I think that was another thing that Elaine Williams used to tell us, is that, you know, our failures or our mistakes are what make us great. And she would start off class and she knew, like in year one, how nervous we all were. No one wanted to go first and perform our scenes or our monologues first. Like we were all hoping somebody would break the ice. And she would change it and make us celebrate, like, all right, you know, who's gonna fail today? That's how she would start us out. All right, who's ready to make a mistake? Yes. And then, like, I love a dare, so I'd be like, oh, me, I wanted to go first. And then before you know it, the lineup of students in the class who want to go third or fourth, and then you see the ones who are like number 18 last, are like, I should have gone first, you know? Does the first person get the best feedback, or the last person get the best feedback? I can't prove it, but I really do think that the first person, like, by the end of my 2 years in the program, I always wanted to go first. I always wanted to go first. It was like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't prove it, but I felt like that was the best feedback. And we all learned from that person. By the last person learned from everyone else, and they were already doing all of, like, the adjustments that they were learning from everybody else that went before them. So there is bravery and opportunity and advantages to both, right? But if you're gonna choose one and you have the opportunity to be first in life, guys. Ooh, this was a life lesson today. So all you actors out there, if you got some value out of this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Help a small YouTuber grow, and comment below if any of these tips, if any of these lessons resonated with you. And if you are an actor, what are your 3 valuable lessons that you've learned in your time as an actor? Maybe you've been in the industry for 20 years. Maybe you're just starting out and you have some knowledge to share, some motivational, inspirational knowledge to share. Please leave it in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one. Happy hustling, everyone. Bye.